Okay guys, before dipping more into the static routing, I would like to deliver some little bit information more on the IP address. IP address short for Inter Network Protocol Address. It is actually used at layer 3 of the OSI model, which is network layer. IP address is actually meant for end-to-end communication, or we can call it source to destination communication. It is basically a protocol. It is basically a protocol, and I will discuss protocol in more detail in my another course for OSI model. Protocols are actually rules, or we can call it a software or programming rules that has to be enforced between two protocols to communicate. If these rules were not followed, the communication could not be achieved. Like I would, let's for example, if there are two guys, one is English guy and the other is Frenchman. One guy is speaking English, the other guy is speaking French. They both are talking to one another, but if they both cannot understand one another, basically they are talking to each other, but they are not communicating until the Englishman comprehends French language and the Frenchman comprehends the English language. So the protocol plays the same role. It is the set of rules that actually makes software, or that actually makes protocols, our communicating devices, to communicate with one another. So without protocol and without rules, we cannot do communication. I will deeply and profoundly address on it in my OSI model course that I will design it later. Okay. We have IP addresses classes. There are actually 5 classes, but I will just talk about the 3 classes. We have class A of the IP addresses, class B and class C. Class A actually starts from 0 to 127. 0.0.0 is the very first category of the class A, and 127.255.255.255 is the last or end address of class A. Class B starts from 128.0.0 is the first address, and 191.255.255.255 is the end address of the class B. Class C starts from 192.0.0.0 and ends at 223.255.255.255. So these are actually called ranges. This is the range of class A, this is the range of class B, and this is the range of class C. Class A cannot, escape its range. 129.0.0.0 address can never be class A, because this address comes under the range of the class B. And similarly, 193.0.0.0 can never be called class B address, because it's escaping the range. The end range of the class is 191.255.255.255 class B. So these are certain ranges, and you must know these addresses cannot escape its range. Every address has its range, and it must be similarly called.